Fight and Talk back again, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Chris Douglas ahead of his return to the cage at Cage Warriors 164 against Naglis Kanišauskas. Chris, I mean, it's been a few years, but you're back. How much you looking forward to being back in there?
Yeah, really forward. A few years. It's been 8 years last month, so yeah, almost a decade. Mental.
What sort of led to your decision then to come back? Because it's a big decision to make.
Yeah. So I had my last fight October 2015, and it wasn't supposed to be my last fight. So I got rematched, and then I think I had a pull out, and then I got rematched, and then I got injured, and then that was about 6 months down the can, and then work took over, and before I knew it was years, and COVID and life and just everything. And yeah, because I didn't mean for my last fight to be my last fight, I wanted to have another one, go out on my own terms kind of thing. So I'd had that itch for a while, and I'm finally scratching it. So yeah.
So what was it, I guess, that led to the decision being, right, now's the time, now's when we're going to come back?
Well, so I think when I had some time off, I ballooned in weight. I've always been a bit of a yo-yo dieter. Come fight time, I'd kind of get right down to weight. Out of camp, I'd eat a lot, drink a lot, and go right back up. So my weight ballooned, and I was quite heavy for a while, especially with COVID and not training at all. I think at one point, just over a year ago, I was walking around about 123 kilos, and it wasn't a healthy 123. So that actually fighting again just felt so far away, because what's that back to middleweight, 40 kilos, that's it, 90 pounds. Yeah, I just didn't think it was in me. So I just started kind of the year off well, lost a bit of weight. I started running, training again, got fit. And then, yeah, I realised I did a few grappling tournaments, kind of summer, and I realised I felt good, felt fit. I was quite light. I was under 90 kilos, and I was like, why not? Might as well. So I messaged Ian Dean, and here we are. Yeah.
And, I mean, what a show to be coming back to. The return to Newcastle for Cage Warriors. So the 9 year, I think it is, for them since they were last up here. So what does it mean to be coming back, but be coming back on such a big show as well?
Amazing. I think I was always quite humble in the goals I set, because I never expected much when I first started fighting, and it was always kind of fight amateur, fight pro, fight in my hometown Middlesbrough, and the next one that I'd never ticked off was fighting a big show, and the UFC was never in the question. I was never that good, but like a Bellator, a Cage Warriors, a One, and yeah, I remember with Cage Warriors, when I first started fighting, you'd get matched up on the Cage Warriors forums. This is back in 2008, 2009, and so yeah, Cage Warriors has always kind of been there in the background, and I thought I'd love to do it, and messaged Ian Dean, and took a little bit of convincing, because how do you sell that? I'd like to fight. When was the last time you fought? 8 years ago. Right, okay. So yeah, it took a bit of convincing, but yeah, as soon as I saw that it was Newcastle, I was like, I'm in, I want it, and I just kept badgering him.
How did you sell that to him, man? Because like you say, look, it is a bit of a hard sell to be good. Look, it's been 8 years, but I want to come back.
Perseverance. I just kept on messaging him, but I think at the end of the day, I've still got a good record, so I'm a good fight for someone else to take, because I've got a good record there, but I've been inactive, so if you beat me, you've beaten a 6-0 fighter, but it's do you know what I mean? So I think that was kind of the angle I went with. I've got that record. Yes, I've got a bit of ring rust, but I can still go. I'm still good for it. And yeah, I did quite well when I kind of went back into grappling. So I thought, you know what, I've still got it. Why not?
Like you say, obviously it's been 8 years. We've seen the growth of the sport over even just the last few. Was there any surprises for you when you started back training full time of where the sport had went or how the sport had changed?
Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, the sport has changed massively. The standard, especially in the UK, has just skyrocketed. For me, I just came back in and I felt like fish out of water. I think I used to rely quite heavily on my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu and my cage wrestling, but the standard was quite low. So I excelled because of that. I came back, and obviously TFT, an amazing gym, but I came back. Session 1 was a cage wrestling class, and I was like, oh, I've got this. I didn't have it. I got absolutely chucked around. But that was the best thing for me, coming in here and being shown how good the standard was, because it's forced me to work week in, week out kind of thing. But yeah, the standard has surprised me the most, how much people use the cage and how much of an art it is now. For me, it was shoot on them on the cage, take them down, and now there's full classes working the intricacies of how you pick the single up, how you might kind of bounce them off the cage, turn the angle. The cage is so much now. The other thing, calf kicks, can't stand them. Yeah, calf kicks weren't a thing when I was fighting, and now everyone just wants to boot your calves, and I hate calf kicks, cannot stand them.
Before we touch on the fight itself, you mentioned it, of course, we're here at TFT. we've seen on your socials the likes of people you've been training with. Mike Chimu, of course, sharing the card with you. Perry Goodwin also on the card. What's it been like to be getting in, and why specifically did you pick this gym to come to for your return?
I just knew the standard was like so high. Such a good gym, like great guys. Location wise, it's good for me as well. I'd kind of meant to come through for a while as well, because as I said, like there was a period in which like I kept wanting to come back and fight, and it just never really materialised. So I'd already kind of like messaged Fisher a few years ago about coming in, and so I knew I was welcome and stuff. So when I started like training again, I knew this was the place for me. But that being said, like the Northeast is such a welcoming place, like MMA gym wise. So like I've been doing like lots here. I've been doing a bit with Mike for at Pete Irvin's in Newcastle. I've been doing a bit at MFA with kind of George, Harry Abdul. Doing a little bit of jiu-jitsu at Stealth in Teesside, and then also NEJJ. So like I've just been kind of like, this has been my main base, but at the same time I've then been kind of going everywhere else and kind of pushing myself, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been really fun.
Well, what, a week away now, so it's getting close. The fight itself, and if we look at Naglis, what have you seen on him? What do you expect? And of course, you've now got a teammate who's also fought him in Mike Chimu.
Yeah, when I first saw him, I thought, yeah, great guy. Like he looks really good. He's like really young, really explosive. I think he's 1-2 on Cage Warriors now. But that being said, he's fought some absolute beasts. So yeah, I think he's got quite unorthodox stand-up, quite good striking. I think he is a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, but I feel like I've probably got the edge, like jiu-jitsu wise, hopefully like wrestling wise as well. But that being said, like I've been working my stand-up a bit. I do feel a bit more comfortable with my stand-up. So yeah, I think it's a hard fight, but he does sometimes tire in the later rounds. I've seen that. That being said, he has had hard fights with these guys, especially with like Will Curry. That was a high-paced fight. He gassed a bit, slowed down. I think that's where Will kind of took over. But yeah, I think fitness-wise, hopefully I can pip him. I'm feeling confident with my striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. So I've never been one for this game plan where go in and do this, because I find if you do that and it doesn't go to plan, you kind of panic a bit. So I'm just going in open-minded to see what happens.
So I guess for you then, what's next? Is this gonna? Are you wanting to see the last one? You want to see how this goes and then sort of take it from there?
When I first came into camp, it was very much last fight, full stop. And it's kind of like bounced between, no, this is just the start of something else for last fight. Depends, like if you ask me on a Saturday after like training or before, like how it went. But yeah, I don't know right now. It was supposed to be my last fight. I think it's been a slog. Like especially I've just got like a new baby and stuff like that. So like training every day, like with a full-time job, it has been difficult. But we'll see how it goes. If I get absolutely starched, I'll probably say yeah, that's it, done. But if I do well and like I kind of feel like I've like made a good showing of myself, like. Yeah, why not? Maybe again, let's see.
What's it going to mean to you then to pull on those yellow gloves, to be walking out in the Virtue Motors Arena, friends and family there, after such a long time out?
It means a lot. It's going to be mad. Like, I genuinely, there was a long time where I thought like that was it. Like, I wouldn't get to fight again. Like, life took some strange turns, and like, I just thought it was off the cards. But no, I'm back. Like, everything's came together. This camp has went better than I could have possibly expected. Getting to return on Cage Warriors, put the yellow gloves on in Newcastle, like in front of the home crowd. I've sold quite a few tickets as well, so very, very excited. I've just got to make sure that I kind of I put a good showing in now.
Well, on that then, finally, what can fight fans expect from you come next Saturday night?
Oh God, I can't give too much away. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I think either way it's going to be an interesting fight, an entertaining fight. I don't think it's going to be slow. I think we're both going to come out looking for that finish. I think looking both our records, we've both got a lot of like finishes in there. So I'd be very surprised if it went the full distance, but you never know.
Perfect. Look, Chris, thank you so much for your time, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you.